Hi, everybody, and welcome to College Planning Tip of the Week. I'm Nancy Steenson with Steenson College Coaching. With me, as always, is Jack Wang with the Smart College Buyer Program. And we are thrilled to have a guest today. We have Chris Andersson, who used to be the Director of Admissions for the Drama Department at NYU Tisch School of the Arts. But several years ago, a number of years ago, he founded a company called Nothing But Drama. And Chris advises students who want to pursue an education in theater, film, or dramatic writing. So I have some questions for Chris today. Chris, welcome. So Chris, sometimes I have students come to me and say that they want to go to school for musical theater. That's outside the scope of my expertise. Can you tell me what students should know if they want to pursue a college education in musical theater?
Yes, I can talk about that. One big thing to understand, I think, for students and families and their counselors is that it's an extra process. When you're applying to an arts program, you have your application process, like everybody else does, the college application process. But then you have an artistic review process that's basically a parallel process that goes right along with the application process and it has its own dates and deadlines and requirements and guidelines to sift through and materials to gather. So it's important for families to understand that it's going to be a lot of extra work. It's basically twice the work for everyone involved. Worth it. It's worth it, but it's another big piece of or big process for your application process.
So what is involved in an artistic review?
That is a great question. It's a great question. A lot is involved in the artistic review. For musical theater, especially, we're working with several different skill sets. So part of their artistic review, we're working with acting and singing and dancing in most of the cases. I just want to sort of define the artistic review for everybody so they understand what that is about, or what it means. It's kind of a broad term, I would say, that encompasses more than just an audition. So it could be an audition or a portfolio review. In other areas of the arts, it would be a portfolio review. And sometimes that audition or portfolio review also come with a conversation with the evaluator, or an interview type thing. So the artistic review term is just meant to be a little bit more broad and more all-encompassing. So for musical theater, what that means is there usually are 3 evaluations that a student has to go through when they're applying to a musical theater program. The first is an acting evaluation, and that usually consists of 2 monologues that a student has to prepare. So this is what you were asking about prepping, what they have to to go forward with all of this. So the 2 monologues, usually they're 2 contemporary monologues. Every so often there'll be a classical thrown in there. They are often requested to be contrasting monologues, which is very important because you're there to show yourself off as an artist. So with the material that you're showing them and you're acting and you're singing, you want to give a variety of materials to show different facets of you as an artist or different aspects of you as an artist. So it's very important to find contrasting material. And I belabor that point a little bit because I feel young artists sometimes feel they get comfortable in a certain type of performing because they're good at it and they get good response, when people when they do it, and so they think, oh, I'll pick 2 pieces that are like this because of that, and they do those. They come into the audition room, they say these are going to be 2 amazing monologues, and then they are 2 amazing monologues. But we say on the other side, the evaluator might say they were great, but the second one didn't show me anything different. So it becomes a missed opportunity. So I highly recommend really finding significantly contrasting pieces. So in the acting evaluation, it's usually those 2 monologues when you're in the room with your evaluator, and then they might ask you a couple of questions or even invite you to sit down on the table for a conversation. And this is a chance for them to get to know you as an artist and get to know you as a student, and as a student and a person, as opposed to being an artist. In the singing evaluation, you're usually doing 2 contrasting song selections, different styles or different periods, or sometimes an up-tempo and a ballad. They're often referred to. Those are usually say 16 to 32 bars. So they're not full songs. And usually there's not much conversation in those. So that's a shorter evaluation. And the last is the dance. And the dance is usually done in smallish groups where they teach you a combination of choreography. They go over it 8 million thousand times. And then they let you go through it several times as a group, and they watch and take their notes while you're doing it. And one last thing to say about all of this artistic review process, the whole purpose of it, the whole reason that we're doing it is that what we want to learn from them, from you if you're watching, when you come for your artistic review, is just where you are in your own artistic development. We're not really comparing you to each other because people come from different backgrounds. They come from different school systems with different opportunities to even do theater in them. Some have been doing theater for a long time. Some just discovered it last year. So we're really looking to see where you are at this moment in time. And wherever you are is great. And you should be proud of wherever you are as you go through this process. And because that's what we want to know. We want to get to know you through this process. So those are some ideas about the artistic review process.
That's fantastic info. Thanks so much, Chris, for that great information. It's fascinating to talk about the extra steps that college, students bound for college in these artistic fields like musical theater have to go through. So many thanks to Chris Andersson of Nothing But Drama. And again, Nancy and I will see you next week for another college playing tip of the week. Stay healthy, everyone.